Hello, my crafty friends. This is Lori, Girl on the Ridge. This morning I have a junk journal that I completed. This is for Crafty Irina. Hi, Irene. She asked me if I would make her a Mother's Day themed journal for a swap of goodies, and I just felt so honored to be making her something. So what I've come up with, most of you know that Irene's mom passed away a little while ago, and my mom passed away about 25 years ago. So I have to tell you, my heart, soul, and some tears are in this book, because her mom loved roses, my mom loved roses and flowers, and this book is pretty much me. So it is a 9x6 clasp envelope. What I did different is this is a very thick piece of cardstock that I layered with muslin, cheesecloth, music paper, an old 1889 piece of paper. Let's see, we have some vintage wedding dress, we have some seam binding, little beeswax, a little gilded or Maya gold on paste. And it's one very thick signature. I have the rosettes on the side with some netting in the back. On the back, I did a variety of pasting with the stencil, made a little pocket. This is just a little piece of napkin. Like a little, no, I take that back. This is a little napkin decoupage on a tea bag. So that goes in there, and then there's a little bag there. Eyelet closure, and you just push down with the seam, or the Tim Holtz book, or the little hitch thing, and there's 4 metal corners. So we will start, and I love starting my books off with a usually 3 bags. Each bag, these are homemade tags from some music paper, and this is old parchment paper with some script writing on it, and my alpaca fiber, and some tags with, I think, Tsunami Rose Life of Bloom. I love that kit. Is in that, and that's Tim Holtz with just a little it says memories on this. Nope, findings on the little clip. And there's just some ephemera. This has been tea dyed. No, this is Kool-Aid dyed and then inked up. Martha Stewart. And I just did, the kids just remind me of Mother's Day. And I kept it, I didn't grunge it up as much as I usually do. This is Kool-Aid paper with just a Paula Lemon flip over with for writing in the pocket. I did sewing on some of the edges with different laces and trims. Here, I love this page. This is probably a crying page because my mother liked peach and pink roses. And I made a little, Irene, I left the tag, you can snip this, but I just like that look. This has been beeswax, just a little envelope. And just a little tag. Here is another little music tag that I made. Gessoed it and inked up some flowers that I had. I don't know if this is Graphic 45. This is a piece of heavy mulberry paper that I just sewed on so you can write some private things in there. Here's just a pocket that I made with Mrs. Lavender's Romance. I just left the name on it, gessoed everything else. Paper flower. Just a little envelope with some note paper and a ticket. And just the heavily inked pink paper. Here's another music paper envelope I made, and this has all been waxed, beeswaxed. And this is definitely a crying moment because this is my mother's favorite, the Bluebird of Happiness. So I put these in throughout the book. This is Charming Fragments, and I just made a tag with a little butterfly, another butterfly clip. And these are just 2 tags I just stuck in here. One has a little flower. And just a belly band and a postcard stamp I had with some old cards. And then I just sewed on there, and that's a little tuck in that little rose. And just one of Daisy's envelopes with some writing paper, index card. More paper. This is one of the packets. Is this Patricia? This is beeswax with linen underneath it. This is If Roses Grow in Heaven. I can't read this because this is definitely, I cried with that. I couldn't get through it, not even once. And it's a little postcard. And here is, this just reminded me of years gone by, the old bikes. This is a napkin I decoupaged on a piece of index card. And then a pocket. This is that heavy mulberry paper with some tickets all inked, or beeswax. This is a little booklet I made with some heavily inked paper I ripped, some flowers. This is a nice little tuck down with some tickets with the roses and the gauze, lace sewn on over time. This page is my absolute favorite. I always wanted a sign when my mom passed away of a feather, and that always stuck with me. So this is a pretty tag that I made out of old music paper with a doily and some tissue paper, and just this is stuck down. And this is a wax paper bag that I embossed and inked up with just a little tiny, and that flips over. I made a little hinge with some more little flower cards underneath. So that goes there. These are little packets that I made. This is all little teacups because that reminds me of Mother's little tea parties. There's a pocket in here and then a pocket in here. I had to stop filling it up because I wasn't going to be able to close it. And then here reminds me, obviously, Mother's and playing with dolls and the colors. This is on mulberry paper. And that's old music paper. And then this is just all sewn around it with pink and beeswaxed, flipped up. Here's a little bag with an envelope I made out of old paper, gessoed it, and put a little pink ink on it, or paint on it with some trim. I just stuck that in there. That pocket's empty. Oop. Over here is just a little flip up of forget-me-nots and daisies. Kind of picked up what was in here. More pretty lace. This will flip down on the bag. Empty. Some spots for writing. This was so pretty, a mother and daughter. And this is another homemade tag I made with glossy accents in there. And then it's a decoupage napkin on a doily. This is all sewn on with, this is Carol's new kit, and I can't remember, I'll link her name down there. I found her and I love her, that kit. More roses with a little envelope with some tickets in it. Here is another teacup, choice teas, and again, 2 pockets in here. And this is Snami Rose Charming Fragments, I thought was fitting. And this is another crier, my mother's favorite with these bluebirds. So this is just a little tuck spot, and I thought maybe if you wanted a picture and do some writing. So I left the center empty. Another little tea bag with 2 pockets. This is the other side of the envelope that just shows the rose through there. And more tags and another little, what is this? An envelope. Oh yeah, it's right there. Being creative is not a hobby, it's a way of life. And that flips up, and that's been beeswaxed. I had to pick up the blue. And that's just a pocket and a bag. Cherish. And this has just a little booklet with a per little note or private picture or something. And this was a piece of cardboard that I took the top off, gessoed it, and beeswaxed a ticket and a little butterfly on it. And more lace. And what's in here? Oh, just an envelope. No, piece of paper. This I thought was a pretty piece of paper, folded into an envelope. Here is a time card that I decoupaged the little girl on. Again, with the ticket and the beeswax, I taped lace on the bottom so that lifts up. You can write on it. And It's on the bag. Yep. Here again is that pretty paper. This is graphic 45 that I gessoed the roses, and just some pretty ephemera with little girls dressing up, tea parties, and some note paper. And another little teapot, double pocket. Some empty paper. And little flowers I had, so I made tabs out of. And I just left you some blank paper. I did do that. And I left a blank pocket. And there's a little altered paper clip. And God could not be everywhere, so he created mothers and some on my music paper. And just a pretty little envelope. And a flip up. This is that heavy mulberry paper. Okay, this was the worst page. I cried on this page because I remember my mother constantly yelling at me to hang up my clothes. And when I seen this, I was crying and laughing. So this page is very special to me. And I just hope you like this book, because it really has a lot of meanings, I think, of all mothers. Clean up your room, hang up your clothes. So that was that with the rose. That's an envelope. And this is the envelope. Again, I can't remember. Sewing Carol. But she's got a really beautiful, I will link her because she's got some pretty paper. And that just all clips there. This is a pocket. It's all been, I wrote glossy accented the roses. And here's just another piece, pocket here. A Tiffany stamp here. And this is a library card. Pocket there, and then the bag here. And then I just left this blank because there's so much in here. So Irene, again, I was honored to make this for you. I hope you enjoy it. I'll contact you when I'm going to send it. I hope the rest of you have a crafty day. It's still raining here in upstate New York and in the 50s. Can't get out of it. So I hope it's warm where you are. I'll be seeing you soon. Bye.